Hello YouTube viewer, Mike Jackal here, and I had some questions and comments on my videos and the Dr. Groovy thing about how I record my songs and the gear I use in software and such forth. So rather than fit it all in a teeny weeny little box, I decided I'd make a video about it. Probably a series of videos actually. The first one will be my physical gear that I use to get stuff into the computer, and then I will show you the software side of things, what I use personally. There's many options, but this will be what I use. Okay, if this all fits into an hour, then it may be just one video. But then I will do a separate video of how to record a full song using the gear that I have. So I haven't got anything planned. I'll just make up a song as we go along. Probably a simple blues tune, 12-bar blues or something like that. So you may gain a little insight into how to record a song, and then I'll master and do all the production and add in the effects and such forth. Okay, so let's cut away now to my physical gear. Bah. Okay, so we're now capturing my desktop so that I don't have to point the camera at things and shake around. I'm just going to run you through some pictures of my stuff. So here's the physical gear that I use. Right, so we have the Fender Princeton 65. Just did a big review video on this, so you can go and watch that if you want to hear this amp and all the fun stuff about it. That's the amp I use mainly for recording. For recording all my guitar, clean and dirty. I do use another method sometimes, and I'm just starting to develop that, so I'll talk about that in the software section, because that's software modelled amps and such forth. So we'll get onto that in the software section. Here we go. Mackie Pro FX 8 mixing desk. This is both a live and studio mixing desk for me. See the blue USB cord that comes out the back there, and into the side of the laptop. And I'm using it now actually to record my voice as I'm talking, because built-in laptop microphones suck ass big time. So this has 8 channels and built-in effects, which I don't use apart from live. All your usual stuff. Has 4 XLR microphone inputs, 1 high Z input. You see where my guitar cord is plugged in, that's a high Z input, so you don't dull your sound. When you plug a guitar direct into something, it usually sounds like shit, because it needs that amplification, so this input just replicates that. Gain adjustment knobs for each channel, EQ, high, middle, low for each channel, effects per channel, levels, panning left and right for stereo purposes, muting buttons for each channel, level sliders, master effect slider there. You've got a, for some reason, you've got an FX master control, then you've got an FX return slider, and then you've got adjustments for your effects here as well. I don't know what the two of these are for, why you can't just use one. There's probably a good reason, but I don't know it. If you've got monitors plugged into it, then you adjust the level of them there, and then that's your main speaker out control, which is the main speakers plug into the back of the desk, little headphone socket, stereo graphic EQ there for adjusting your main mix, etc. USB input level there, so if you're using a backing track from your laptop into the desk to then play live with the backing track, that's where you adjust your USB level, headphone level, and tape input level, your tape inputs here. So very, very simple USB desk which does all the usual things. There's different quality and price ranges of these. Obviously you can go very, very expensive or very, very cheap. I went not very, very cheap, but one step up from that, so a decent build quality without going into the hundreds and hundreds or thousands of pounds stroke dollars. So that's what captures all my magic. Samson C01 Studio Condenser, that's a vocal mic, and it also takes acoustic guitars quite well. Very, 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 very cheap, so quality is an issue, but again I'm not spending lots of money because I don't want to. Okay, onto the pedals. Behringer Vintage Tube Monster. You'll have heard this in the other videos, in the review videos anyway. This has a 12AX7 tube in it, so you get real tube breakup, and also has a noise gate with adjustable threshold, so this pedal is great for that. And it's just a bit of fun, and it's huge. See it next to a regular size pedal, that's a regular stomp pedal, would fit there. So you've got about, it takes about 3 spaces up in your rack, in your pedal, pedal board, take about 3.5 spaces up. So it can be a pain, but I don't really use it live that much. Next, Digitech Bad Monkey Tube Overdrive, another overdrive pedal. This one's a bit smoother and is good for a boost as well. You've been chopping away at your rhythm, and then you go into a solo. This gives you a nice boost and a nice smooth drive, as opposed to the Behringer, which is more, what's the word, raspy, crunchy type overdrive. Okay. Dynamic compressor, that's a Joyo, eBay cheapo from China. Is tube bypass, which if you watch Scott's video, isn't necessarily a good thing, but it has it anyway, and it was very cheap, so I don't care. Attack, sustain, and level knobs. That's all you need. A bit of compression to level your notes out and have your solo playing the same throughout a solo, without up and down on your picking. and a sustain for added sustain. Behringer Digital Reverb, mainly use this live. I only ever record guitars dry, completely dry, no reverb, nothing, just dry, and then I add effects in post-production, which you'll see in the how to record a song video, which is coming up soon. Digital delay, again, mainly for live and messing around. Behringer pedals are great. Cheap, cheap, cheap. I got these two pedals, reverb and delay, for £30, $50 for two effects pedals that sound just as good as anything else. And yeah, they've got a plastic case, so if you're a maniac and you jump on them during a gig, you will smash them to pieces and you'll have to buy new ones. But for the price, perfect for in the house and sensible people. Shure SM57 for miking up guitar amps. Now, mic placement is very personal and depends what you like. The nearer to the centre of the cone, you're going to get more treble, high end, more clarity, sound like a bell type thing, and then as you move towards the edge of the cone, it's going to get darker and less treble and muddier. So that's very personal. It can, quarter of an inch difference can affect how it sounds, so you'll just have to play around with these things. Also, the air, or how close the microphone is to the cloth, matters. If it's touching, it's going to sound a lot different than if you add some physical air. A little box of air between the diaphragm and your speaker. 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches if you want. I would probably not go that far back unless you're doing that with a second mic to get the long air from, a couple of feet away even. But again, that's very personal and it's up to you. Experiment with it. Shure SM58 vocal microphone. Again, this is a live microphone for singing live, but I have used it on some recordings just because it sounds a bit different than the condenser. It's bassier. So I used this on the Dr. Groovy song. I used this microphone just because it sounded more to what I wanted. These Shure microphones will set you back £100 in the UK. Both of these were about the same £100. Dollars, what's that? $1, £1 is about 150. No, well, about $160 is £100, but you'll probably get them cheaper in the US than that anyway, because everything costs more in the UK because we are robbing bastards. Particularly the UK government, who likes to put lots of tax on everything and just kill us with tax. In fact, I think that's why America was invented, because we got sick of paying tax and thought, right, we'll set up a new country. So you're welcome, America. Next, my laptop, Samsung Flibbity Blob model. I don't know what the model is. You want to get fairly fast speed laptop for recording. If you use an old one that's got an old processor and not much RAM and all that fun stuff and not much hard disk space, you're gonna get frustrated and annoyed very quickly. It'll take you hours to do anything. It'll take you 15 minutes to apply one effect to a track, and then when it comes to the final rendering down and mix down of your track, it's going to take you about an hour, which is just ridiculous. So buy yourself a nice swanky new laptop. This one isn't brand new, but As an Intel i5 quad-core processor, more than enough for my needs. I've had up to nearly 30 channels of recorded stuff going all at once with effects on most of them, and it didn't kill the laptop, so that's, you know, that's fine for me. Intel Core i5 processor with 6 or 8 gigs of RAM will get you 30 tracks without even a problem. Probably more than that, but I've never gone that far. So if you're recording drums, bass, rhythm guitar, lead guitar, keyboards, strings, horns, all on the same song, that's only 8 tracks. So you've got another 22 to go there before you've reached my limit. What else are you going to be recording? I've recorded some stuff with a friend that a lot of it was done on a keyboard, and it's got lots of layers and different little sounds and effects and stuff going on, so that was why it had 30 tracks. But recording your day-to-day music, no, you're never going to get up to that level. There's a Planet Waves guitar cable, which I always use. Right angle jack on one end, shielded straight jack on the other end. These were £30-40, probably about $60 in the US. If you watch the Scott Grove video on guitar cables, then you know that that is a little more than he suggests you pay for a cable. But these are great quality for me. Sound quality great for me. And they come with a lifetime warranty, so if they break, Planet Waves replaces them. Unless you're a moron and you've put it through a leaf shredder and said, oh look, it doesn't work when you put it through a leaf shredder, send me a new one, then they will send you a new one. I didn't even have proof of purchase. All I did was send them pictures of this cable with the little serial number that's written on the cable, and they said, yep, sure, we'll send you a new one in the post free of charge. Didn't charge me postage or anything. Twice they've done that. So I think paying $60, £40 for a cable where you get it replaced for free if it busts is pretty good customer service and pretty good value for money. Oh, that's little Tommy Dog, my friend. Guy I work with's dog. I don't know why that's in here actually. I accidentally transferred that to these pictures. But that is Tom the dog. And then we're back to the start. So that is the physical gear section. We'll now move on to software. Me again. Now unfortunately I did want to show you the software and just show you around it a little bit, but unfortunately as soon as I open up the software during the desktop capture, it closes the video down because it conflicts with the video recording software, and the audio recording software conflict, and it won't record them both at the same time, so I won't be able to show you the software today. When I record the writing and recording a song video, I will hopefully have figured out the bugs by then and be able to show you the software. So I'll just tell you the 4 things I use for recording. Number 1 for recording is Reaper, not Raper. Dirty minded people. Reaper. It's a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation. It costs $60 for a personal license, and does everything that all the others do. So don't go spending your money on Pro Tools and the other one, the other main one. You know what I'm talking about. The big named recording stuff that all the professionals use. I'm not professional and I haven't got hundreds and thousands to spend on software, so I'll just use Reaper because it's $60 and it does everything. Yeah, so use Reaper for recording. For mastering and adding effects to individual tracks, you know, for mastering stuff, I use Adobe Audition CS6, which has tons of effects and is very professional and does everything you need it to. I'll show you that in the recording and mastering a song video. Virtual instruments. Now, I'm in a bedroom here for my studio, so I haven't got room for a drum kit and a horn section and a string section and bass guitars and pianos, keyboards, clarinets, oboes, flutes, etc. So I use virtual instruments, and I'll show you how you record them and how you can write a drum track in MIDI, which is basically what it uses, with real sampled instruments converted into MIDI. So they sound great, and you'll get to see them. And then the only other one is Guitar Rig 4 and Guitar Rig 5. I use Guitar Rig 4 on my old computer for messing around and practicing and noodling and writing stuff when I don't want to, you know, turn the amp on. And Guitar Rig 5 on this laptop for recording. Now, I've used it in the past for recording, and the effects didn't come out great. It sounded a bit poor. But I used Guitar Rig 5 on the Dr. Groovy song, and you can hear the guitars sound great. They sound crystal clear studio recording, no hum, buzz and all that stuff. So I will be using that more often, and I will be showing you recording a traditional guitar, using a mic'd up amplifier and recording acoustic as well, and then recording using modelling amps and such forth. So Guitar Rig has 16 different amps based on AC30s, Oranges, Marshall Plexis, Marshall JM800s, Soldano, Fender Jazz Chorus thing, Fender Twin Reverbs, Fender Blues Deluxe, Blues Juniors, all those classic amps that you'd ever use live or in the studio. It has them all, and every stomp effects pedal ever made, every type of effect anyway. So it's great stuff. So apologies for not being able to show you this software. I did record me talking for half an hour of all this stuff and showing you all the software, and then I realised it hadn't actually recorded it, so that annoyed me, and I'm not doing it again. And I'm not changing all my audio settings to stop it conflicting, just for the purposes of showing you today. So look up the software, Google it, Reaper, R-E-A-P-E-R, not Raper, Reaper, as in the Grim Reaper. Adobe Audition CS5 or CS6? Let's have a look. Come on, tell me. CS6. Adobe Audition CS6. Native Instruments Contact Player 5 and Native Instruments Guitar Rig 5 is what I use for recording. Hope that helps you people who asked a little bit, and sorry for the crap pictures as well. They were just done with my cell phone. It's an 8 megapixel camera, but could have been better, but you get the idea of what I'm talking about. And I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going goodbye, and I'll see you next time for when we write and record a full song. Goodbye.